Good morning.
Don't you tell me.
Oh no!
Do what you tell me.
Turn it up. All right.
I won't do what you tell me.
Come on.
I won't do what you tell me.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Come on now.
Nice work, Doug.
Yeah, Doug is back.
Jesus Christ.
Doug is back. Doug is back.
Hello.
Doug is back. Doug is back. Doug is back. Good morning. It's the Holy Trinity back in action 2020.
Let's go.
The year is 2020. The date is January 8th. The day of the week happens to be a Wednesday. It's a hump day. It's the first full week back. A lot of people, they have your New Year's Day on the Wednesday. And then you have Thursday saying, what am I going to do? Go to work today? I don't think so, Jack.
Hello?
And then Friday comes and you're just taking the Friday off.
Straight, Jack.
What?
I got hairy legs.
Listen,
Get your word straight, Jack.
now listen, Jack. That's the best. We are in a state of war. I'm going to turn it over to the callers. I was almost texting you guys last night to give me like a
It's nonsense.
there you go, office hours branded state of war. Nah. Wait a minute. Hold on, there's a major problem happening, and I'm not hearing it. Everyone's saying echo. There's a doubling going on. Why would that be happening? Wait. Doing a test, is it?
Is the YouTube stream going?
It is.
I mean, is it broadcasting the YouTube stream?
Hello, checking 1 2. Did I fix it? Everything is fine. Echo. What is it? What do you mean? It's like 2 outputs. I know.
What is that?
I know. Aristotle. Thank you. Did you fix it? Okay. We fixed it. We had the audio from the... I'll tell you what happened. We have the audio from the phone, the actual microphone in the phone, picking up the show as well and being broadcast out. It's a mistake by Aristotle. It's a ding on him. That's his first of the day. We have a 2-strike policy. Boo! Thank you guys for letting me know. Of course, there was a moment of panic there, but we kept our cool.
Someone's on the line?
Everybody just...
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Let's start the show again. All right, calm down, Doug. Doug.
I'm not touched.
No more of that. That's Stop it.
That's amazing.
You stop it.
Yeah, 1 2.
Stop it. Jeez, man. By the way.
I spent a long time doing drops.
Really?
You got a lot on.
Well, nobody's listening, by the way. There's 3 people in the live stream.
Well,
right
Vic,
now.
you have this underrated drop that is my favorite. That is a laugh. Oh. It's like a squeal. It sounds like a horse or something.
Oh,
what is? Who is that?
People complain about that one.
Which one is it?
That's the best.
I think it's this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's Chubby Checker.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a Star Wars thing. I thought it was like a.
It smells good.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cute? Isn't that nice?
He's got some range.
He does. Really.
I found a similar one. You want to hear it? This is the debut.
That's Rogan, right?
It is. Yeah. How did you notice that?
That's a good one.
All right, let's not get too.
Like the overtone. He's got like the low like gravel in there.
Let's not get too in the weeds here, guys.
We're just coming in hot, Tim. We
I know.
Can't help it.
That is painful for me.
I think there's a fun a level of mystery around the drops, and maybe you want to try to think about that.
Well, okay. There's 9,000 drops here. That just wanted to know about one.
All right, listen. Now is the time for you listeners to let your friends know that we are live. Why not? Send a note and get people into the space. Get people in the room because we're going to have a great show today. I believe we're going to talk with our old friend Jay Weingarten today. He said he's got some jokes for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times, huh?
So that's going to be a lot of fun. What else is going on? I like to do this. I like to first get a caller into the room, into the virtual room, and see how everyone's doing. Let's make sure those technicals are working.
Are you ready? Hey,
hello?
are you ready for this?
Anyone home?
I can't hear you.
Anyone there?
I can't hear you.
Make some noise.
Here you go. Create another fable. You wanted to.
Huh?
Hello?
Huh?
Oh. Anyone there?
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, who's this?
What? Hi, Tim. This is Boring Kurdistan Chris calling to wish you a Happy New Year.
Kurdistan Chris. Where are you calling from today, buddy?
Well, I'm actually not in Kurdistan anymore, but I am in Georgia, the country.
The country
right
of
now.
Georgia.
Yes,
Oh, no.
there is a country called Georgia as well.
I know. You don't think I know that? All right, well, what do you have to report for us?
I'm not ashamed to admit
This
that
is our
I'm a
foreign correspondent. Our foreign correspondent,
Well, I just
Curtis.
wanted to say I'm trying to get the office hours word spread out around here. We're trying to get as many callers as we can from the country of Georgia. So I'm working on it. You know, it's a work in progress, but I'm going to try to recruit as best I can.
Now, here's a couple questions I have about the country of Georgia. Language?
Language is Georgian.
So let's speak
Do you wanna
like
learn?
this. They go, hey, dude.
They go,
I'm,
hi there,
I'm
how
the
you doing there?
president
You
of
wanna learn how to say
Georgia.
hello?
I'm the president of Georgia. And here's the thing. We gotta protect ourselves from the Russians, Putin. Putin gotta back himself up now, because we are our own sovereign country now. I'm glad I could make you laugh, if no one else.
In Georgia, they say, in Georgia, if you want to say hello in Georgia, the country, you say, Gamar Joba.
Gamar Joba, see?
That's it. That's it.
How you doing there? Gamar Joba, Laughter is contagious, friends. And if I were a casual listener, I would have tuned out. Right. There's too much. Oh, my God. You got to see this guy listening to music. And you have to understand. Oh, he is loving music right now. You have to understand, I have a big window out here. I could see the people. This guy is fucking going like this.
I must break you.
All right. Well, listen. Be safe.
We could take this out there.
Wait, I have a question. I have something I wanted to say. Can you hear me? Am I still there?
Stand by. I'm trying to get a zoom. Oh, you can't zoom.
What?
Oh, well. Thank you.
What?
All right.
Okay.
I heard you the first
I just
time.
wanted to say that I hope that you had a great New Year, but I wanted to say from last year, one of my highlights from last year, because I know that you weren't able to do an end-of-year show for office hours, but I wanted to say one of my highlights was, I think, very, very, wasn't talked about enough, but from Channel 5, Our Bodies was, I think that it was one of the greatest things you and Eric have ever done. And I was laughing the most, I think, out of all of the new creations that you had. I had a question, though, like, what's up with Dr. Mark Larson? Like, is he a real man? Can you give this information? Is he a doctor, or is this something that
he was a real doctor. He is a real doctor, but that was his real book. But he was a good sport. I don't have much else to.
Well, I want to say then, how about this? Like, did you and Eric did you have a difficult time shooting this? Because you guys kept it together so well.
No, he didn't, though. You could tell.
Each episode.
If you go back and watch that, you could tell there are tears in our eyes. because
Okay.
we cannot keep it
Okay,
together.
good.
We were cracking each
Just
other.
The point is,
And let me
You guys
just.
were really good sports through that because
We
it
were
was
good
really
sports.
unbelievable. Like I was just howling.
How do you mean we were-
As I'm sure everyone else was.
How do you mean we were good sports? Like somehow
Tim, you guys are real good sports during that.
we were good
You
sports.
guys are really good. You guys are just great sports in general.
Well,
mean,
I don't want to
let's
make
be
this.
honest.
We are leaving for tour on Saturday. Stop it. What is that? That's
probably
Georgia
him.
Boy?
That's Georgia.
All right, thank you, Georgia Boy. I'll just, we've spent the past week in rehearsals for the big Tim and Eric tour. And speaking of cracking up and everything, Doug, you can't speak to this because you're not a part of this tour, unfortunately. But Vic has been around it. And have we gotten through any of our routines without cracking up like little idiots?
There's been no, it hasn't been straight at all. So.
It's been a big mess. But that's a good sign, don't you think?
Yeah. I think it's going to be one of the best tours. And I've seen 3, I think.
You've
So
seen
that's-
3 of them?
2, I think.
Two.
Two. Yeah.
You
This
were
is
in
my third.
Philadelphia for the last the
Philly for
10-year
the
reunion, and you
last
saw the
2.
Steve Brule one too. Oh, because I knew you back then already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a particular part of the show that I have not gotten anywhere close to completing without like just losing it because it's very stupid. We are going to give
nonsense.
away. We're going to give away 2 tickets to the Tim and Eric awesome show, the Tim and Eric mandatory tour during the show today. Now, here's my problem. I was thinking about this as I was showering. I'd taken a bar of soap and I lathered it and was caressing all over inside my legs.
people respect you.
And my asshole. And I was, soaping up, Doug.
I got hairy legs.
You know how that goes, right? I was soaping up in the hot shower,
The pounding.
lathering my balls and my feet and every part
pounding.
of my body, cleaning them, cleaning under my arms. And I'm thinking, we have to do a contest. It's the last show before the tour.
Drain balls.
What can I do?
Long balls. You got long ass balls.
What can I do? How do we actually do this? And I'm open to taking suggestions, but I haven't figured it out. How do we give away 2 tickets? And I'm talking, I could just say, next caller, 5th caller, what do they used to do on radio? If you're the 5th caller, you get 2 tickets to see Tim and Eric on their mandatory tour. How do I actually physically get these? Because we can't do the thing where stay on the line and our producer will talk to you. We can't do that. Right?
How about whoever donates the most money to the Australian fires gets free tickets?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
That could-
Tickets are less than the donation amount.
Well, I mean, listen, that's a good point, Doug.
No, I mean, because look, people want something free, so that's not really free. But you should donate to that.
Well, let's talk about that because we are headed for Australia first, and I know we have several Australian listeners, and
My new kangaroo drop.
that's a kangaroo.
Never been up that close.
We are trying to figure out a way to donate money to the Australian situation while we're down there because, we're going to get a bunch of people into the same place every night. So we might as well have some kind of charity, like a donations box. I saw that Nick Kroll was down there and he raised something like $4,000. So my pledge is,
It's a koala.
Wow.
what I'm calling for is it's not a koala.
That was a koala.
What? All right, get it out. Get it out of your system there.
Tripping balls with your family.
Okay, calm down. We got it. We've got to pace ourselves. We have 90 minutes
man.
left. Listen. Hey! So Nick Kroll raised something like $4,000 down there. I think we're going to do more than him, don't you? I think we can raise $10,000 throughout our travels in Sydney, Melbourne,
Absolutely not.
Brisbane, Perth, even. We're the only comedians on Earth that goes to Perth, except you.
I went there last month.
You were there with Eric Andre. How's that show?
We're one of two.
We're the only.
Oh, Perth was great. Perth
Yeah.
was one of the better shows.
Well,
They appreciate the flight.
they do. It's a rowdy gang, isn't it? It's a bit of a rowdy gang.
We didn't experience all the fights that the Tim and Eric show had. Remember that when there was like people were fighting on their way into the show?
Wow. Is that just what they do? It's just like
They were just like fighting, and then they hugged it out, and then they got like special seats because they were fighting or something. It was very.
Good day, mate.
It was weird.
What is everyone saying that I doxed myself? Does anyone know what I'm
what does
talking?
that mean?
That I put an address out there somewhere on the live stream. When we showed the car, was there? I'm trying to scroll back.
Maybe they could see.
They could see outside
where
the window.
office is, I guess. But
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. Anyways, I got to stop looking at these I just get transfixed by the chat board. You showed out the window. So what? The business, the street, but.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Who cares? The sign across the street, you could see.
Oh my God! Who
So what?
the hell?
You can't even see the address
That's
out
not
there.
true.
Whatever.
Hi, Dad.
Come at me.
Hello.
I got I've had a target on my back for 4 years now. Come at me. What else do we have today? So, 2 tickets. How are we going to, Doug and Vic, how are we going to give these tickets away? How are we going to give them away?
Maybe some kind of pun contest or something like that.
Oh, are we gonna?
Some
Well,
kind of,
we're gonna do it today during the show, and it's gonna be
yeah. By the end, it has to.
our whole episode is gonna be trying to find the winner to the tickets.
That's true. All right. Well,
Where are the
only
tickets? What city are the
let's
tickets?
take a caller
where
and
is
see
it?
how
Did
we
you say?
go.
Did you
Hello?
say Perth is the tickets?
Come on. Can you understand something? There's a lot of people that call in. They're like, "Listen, I live in Dubai. How am I going to even go to the show?" So it's going to be a small pool here. Hello, anyone there?
Hello.
Anyone on the line?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Who's there?
Go.
Hey, this is Liam calling from New York.
Hello, Liam.
Hello.
Liam Neeson on the phone.
Hello.
Mr. Neeson. I loved you in Schindler's List. I loved you in. That's all I've seen of your work.
Thank you. That's all you need to see.
Liam Gallagher. How can I do? How can I help you? Would you like to win 2 tickets to Tim and Eric's mandatory tour? Do you already have them?
I do not have them. I would love to win them. How do I win them?
Show me your asshole. Spread it. Stick a big finger up there. What's your biggest finger? And I'm not talking about no thumb.
Try looking at my left index finger.
All right.
Likely.
Now, get a jar of peanut butter or maple syrup or anything.
Yeah.
Not anything. Just let me know when you have peanut butter or maple syrup or honey.
Okay.
Or almond butter.
Got honey now.
Go
Honey
ahead.
is on hand.
All right.
Now I'm
Stick
getting excited.
Stick your left index finger in the honey. Let me know when that's complete.
Working on it. Okay.
All right. And now insert that finger right in your ass. Let me know when that's complete.
Okay, done. Yep.
All right. You are now the proud winner of 2 tickets to the Tim and Eric mandatory attendance
Jesus Christ!
Thank you.
Jesus Christ!
Now,
Jesus Christ!
I'm a little annoyed that you
Why didn't you have tickets already?
I'm a little annoyed that I'm giving somebody tickets in New York. Like what an elitist. Are you in the city?
Wait, so he just won?
Well, I work in the city, but I don't live in the city, but does that help?
Well, do you want to go to the Philadelphia show or do you want to go to the New York show?
I would love to go to the New York show. That'd be awesome.
Do you want to go to the Brooklyn show or the Town Hall show?
Oh, you're asking too many questions. What are the dates?
I don't know.
All right.
They're like what? They're like right next to each other. One.
I'll take Brooklyn.
Ooh, a fucking Brooklyn guy. Yeah, this fucking guy has a Brooklyn now. All right. Do you
Tim,
feel?
how about this for an?
Well, no. Hold on. Calm down. Do you feel comfortable giving your last name?
Yeah. What the heck? Sure. Why not?
What is it? And maybe you can do it quietly?
Absolutely not.
Oh, I know what to do. Wait, if you say, I'm going to turn you down and Aristotle should still be able to hear you, right?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Why does he need his last name?
So I can put him on the list.
Oh, you're just going to do it now. I
There's
see.
emails, too.
But then somebody can just show up to the...
Oh.
All right, listen, are you on...
Can I tweet at you?
Yeah,
you can.
You can DM me and give me something... But, you know, that's all we'll say about it. Just DM me, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to make a big deal about it. See you later.
Yes, Tim.
Good luck.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
man. I love you. Worship you.
Worship me. Now we're talking, folks.
Tim,
All right, let's take another call. Hold on. Hold your fire. Oh, who's there? Who's there?
Hello?
I got hairy
Oh,
legs.
no. Yes.
Hey, this is Chase.
No.
from Nashville.
No. Hey, Chase, how's it going, buddy? Is that me?
Good. I was wondering
Yeah.
if you figured out a way to do office hours while you're on the road.
No. You know why? Because I don't put any energy or any thought or any producing into this show. Nobody does. Vic doesn't. Doug certainly doesn't. Aristotle doesn't.
of course I do.
Well, you do
Yeah.
from a creative place.
Well, so what do you mean?
I'm talking from a logistical, tactical.
We
place.
show up and we plug it in and we just do it for the crowd.
But these drops don't make themselves, though.
Right.
Years and years
I'm flip flopping. Okay? I'm walking that back.
I get your word straight, Jack.
Is there a way you could do some kind of FaceTime thing, and you and Eric could both be on the show?
Well, Eric doesn't enjoy this doing this kind of show. So I'm not going to put a gun to his head and say, do this. Nah, here's the thing.
Yep.
I can't believe you've got all these drops
about
from
that.
me.
Like, it would be cool if you did have him on office hours at some point.
He
just to
called
get
in
him,
already.
Not in a joking way.
He called in.
I mean, like, to actually be in there with you.
What does it matter?
Just shut the fuck up.
Wake up, kid. He's not a morning guy, and he's got other things going that he doesn't. And I'm not pushing him on it. Now, let's go back to the root thing where I don't know how to. You say let's just do a FaceTime thing. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't know what that even means. You know how hard it is to put this shit show on? I'm plugging things in. Nothing works. I open up Skype and it doesn't open. And then, listen, I would love to take a month where I devote, and maybe, let's say, $50,000. If I had a month and a spare 50 G's lying around, I would soup this show up to some place, Jack, you wouldn't understand. This would be the finest radio, forget Joe Rogan, forget anybody. This would be the finest entertainment product that we would ever deliver.
What if you talk to Ethan from H3 about hooking stuff up? Because he seems to know what's going on.
He does. But listen, does he still do a podcast or did he put that on ice?
Oh, yeah. No, it's still going.
But he's going to pay the price.
But does he take calls?
I don't think they take calls.
Oh, well, see, that's the trick. Pick up! That's the trick, Jack.
Got a lot of podcasts coming this week. You're a damn liar. I get your word straight, Jack.
I got hairy legs.
Jesus.
Got a lot of podcasts
All right.
coming this week.
Here's what happens.
That's really good, man.
We need to calm down. It is 9:25.
Here's
We've
the
been on
thing.
for 25 minutes. We have an hour to go. Has anyone, someone asked, here's what I want to do. I want to slow things down a little bit.
Wait, so did he?
I'm getting very. Oh,
he's gonna DM you his name and stuff. That's all
fine.
settled, right?
That's
Just making
settled.
sure. Yeah. Okay.
Are you, Tim? Here's the question: Are you going to give away more tickets?
Yeah. Is there?
I'll give away more tickets. Yeah, because I want to reach secondary markets. I'm not worried about.
Tim,
I'm not worried about people that live in New York.
Let's give tickets to people that could use them, not some trust fund kid.
Well, you know what I did?
Who's the brokest?
You know what I did? Somebody wrote me.
I want the sob. Sorry, let me just finish my idea real quick.
Yeah.
The most hardcore sob story gets the ticket, and they can even make it up.
I love it. Doug. I love it because listen, I get it. I know this show we're putting this tour we're putting on. Tickets are not cheap, Jack. It's not cheap, but it's not a cheap show to put on either. Listen, it's a whole thing.
I think I paid like $100.
I mean, there's 2 whole people on the crew.
It's like 4th row.
There's 2 people on the
2 whole crew members.
No, there's 4. There's 4.
Oh, you and
people.
Eric, and then 2 other guys.
There's me, Eric.
There's a sound guy.
There's JP. There's Mikey. There's a sound guy and a merchandising person. So how many is that? 5. And then there's
Can Casey answer that?
There's all kinds of things. It's a lot of time. We spend a lot of time getting it together, and Vic, we're paying Vic to put together all these videos for it, and we've got music from Nick Lutzko.
Right? I love pretty music.
Nick Lutzko making music.
Nick is the best. Wait till you hear these.
The
songs.
pounding.
So, somebody on the chat's asking, tell me about Grown Ups 3. Did you read
Be
Grown
My
Ups
Baby
3
is
yet,
my
guys?
favorite song.
Not yet.
You're a big
It's-
fan of
yeah,
Tom.
Grown
Sharp.
Ups 3 is out.
So I should get Tom to call into office hours. He is a mentor of mine in this medium.
Hey, I'm gonna get off the phone, but I'll see you guys in Nashville.
Take care, man.
Now I'm getting excited.
I won't
Bye-bye.
I won't bother him. But,
Get him out of here.
Tom Sharpling released his spec script for Grown Ups 3. And let me tell you, it's a delight. It's a delight, and it's very creative, and it's a very smart take on that. And listen, I'm not a fan of that universe, and he is actually. So we part ways on that, I guess. I'm not like a big Adam Sandler or David Spade fan. I mean, I was when I was like 10.
Tim, did you see the Uncut Gems?
I saw the cut version. I saw the
Cut Gems?
I saw the edited version of the movie. But I guess everybody's watching just like the raw footage.
Uncut, right?
Yeah, the uncut Gems.
Come on.
Because Gems was good. Gems was good. The uncut, it's just the raw footage.
Come on.
What the fuck was that, man? It's like, I don't want to see all the dailies,
That hurts.
Daly's Gems.
Dailies Gems. I haven't seen it yet, but I did finally see Good Time, which was their movie before this, which everyone said, everybody on the street, people on the street would stop me and say, Sir, thank you for all you do. And, my wife is having so many troubles with her dishwasher. And, but please see Good Time from the Safdie brothers. Please, sir.
So in about 3
good
years,
times,
in like 3 years, you'll watch Uncut Gems then.
Right. But I finally Watched it. My wife and I put it on in bed. Hello. We put it on, and Maron. It was, first of all, first 20, 30 minutes of that movie, my wife's like, this is too much for me. I'm freaking out. This is like so stressful. Did you see it, Doug?
Yeah, Gems
Yeah.
is even more stressful. I
Really?
think.
Well, it was very good. You can't deny it's very good. It's a very stressful, high energy, intense movie.
I don't want to be stressed out though. I just want to escape from the world.
Started
Well,
watching.
it's just like an edge of your seat thriller. If you like that kind of thing, then you're.
It's very
you're
well
gonna
made.
like it.
It's very well made. It's funny and entertaining for sure. So all good in that department. And I will of course see Uncut Gems. Of course, I make that promise to you. Anyways, we could go through this real quick if you want. I know, Doug, you've been wanting to do this. My best of 2020 list, best of 2019 list that I've put together. Doug, you've been begging me.
I've been begging, even though you already kind of posted a lot of it, like on your social media.
I know.
You could just do a rerun if you
but
want.
I just wanted to see if anyone had any issues with it. But very quickly, and a lot of this we've gone through on the show in the past, so we don't. I don't need to belabor it, but of course, and this is in no particular order. This is just as these things came to me. But I thought I would perhaps elucidate on this at certain moments. Is that a word, elucidate?
No. I don't think it is.
Elucidate. Elucidate. Hello.
That's a good question.
Look it up. ILLUC. I would like to just start making a
like
words.
Illuminate and enunciate.
Wait, it is a word.
Elucidate.
Wow. Okay, it's E though. It's ELUCIDATE.
And definition?
Make something clear. Explain it.
How about this, folks?
That's going to be a soundbite.
That is huge. I killed it. I murdered it. I say that a lot, Doug, when we're rehearsing, so you know. Just like reminding, you killed it. You murdered it. All right, quickly. The Irishman, of course, one of my favorite movies of the year. Saw it in the movie theater. Cried. And just a tremendous performance from everybody. Joe Pesci. Don't tell me that it's too long. Don't tell me that the CGI is stupid. Just shut up. Just go to hell.
Pardon me?
One of my favorite records of the year, Vampire Weekend, Father the Bride. I listen to it all the time. It makes me happy. I enjoy it. It's partly because I became friends with the main creator, and I like him, and I like his contribution to Office Hours when he called in.
records.
But I think the record's a gem. Laughing fits at a certain 4-year-long private message exchange between me and 2 other people. I think people might understand that would be Greg and Mark. Continues every day almost to tickle me, and it's far more entertaining than watching a sitcom.
I thought it would be like Bradley Cooper and like Joaquin Phoenix.
No, I don't really stay in touch with my famous friends on a daily basis.
I'm just a human being, and I go to the bathroom like everybody else.
The Pier Bidet Water Park in Trondheim, Norway. I was in Norway over this summer for a wedding. Doug, you would love this place more than anybody.
No way.
This is Trondheim's a little bit like Seattle. It's kind of built on the water. It's like on a big sound there. And imagine, Doug, instead of like where the farmers market is in Seattle, there's this huge indoor water park where all the windows are big, giant windows facing the water. And inside, you've got big, giant pool.
Indoors?
Indoors. You've got giant water slides. You've got big wading pools. You've got a big, lazy river going through there. You've got hot tubs all over the place. And it's clean. It's comfortable. Everything is just, it's the best.
That sounds.
You're flying down slides.
I got to admit, it sounds good.
I like it all.
I prefer a prolific river.
As opposed to a lazy river?
Yeah.
Okay. You should say a prolific creek if you're going to do that kind of humor on my show. Both have to be different.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Or you could say, I prefer a prolific river as opposed to a lazy river. But you said a prolific river.
Pick up your damn suffering.
Learn comedy cadence.
You got a lot of new ones.
So what do you do about that?
Is that Jordan Peterson? Quickly, the house band at Robert's Western World is a great country band that plays all the classics. Persian Lemon Almonds, if you haven't had that, go to your local Iranian store and pick up. They also have it at Sprouts Market. They're these great almonds that are very tart.
Are they the merino, like, you know those merino? Is that what they're called?
You need to do some growing up this year, Doug. You really do.
Well, have you had those? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. These are not candy coated. These are not almond joys. Okay. Calm down. I know I don't. We'll talk about that offline.
No, what is that kind of like? What's that other?
Hey, we'll
almond?
talk about it offline. We'll side chat that.
This is craziness.
Speaking of almonds, C's Candy here in California, dark chocolate almonds, best treat I've ever had. as far as just snacking on chocolates. Ken Burns' History of Country Music, highly recommended. Have you guys watched Watchmen, Doug?
No.
On HBO? Fantastic show.
What is that? Some Marvel thing?
It's not. It's just like a graphic novel that they've expanded. Everybody knows about it. I'm not going to explain it to my audience.
Marcona almonds.
I've had Marcona almonds. Oh yeah, those are delicious as well.
Come on, those are good.
All right, let's pause this. We'll take another call.
Let's do my top 10 of the. I'm just kidding.
After the call. I'd be happy to hear your top 10.
I don't really have anything prepared. It's just...
Hello.
Wait, I can't wait. 1 second. Hello?
Yes, give me your... Hello, who's calling?
Hi, this is Milana from New York.
Another New Yorker. Don't think you're getting tickets. Don't think you're getting tickets, sweetie. Yeah, go ahead.
But first, I just want to say that I'm so excited to see you live in Albany.
Oh, so you are in New York, but
so
you're in
excited.
Albany, and I could have...
Yeah, I live a bit upstate.
I would have given you free tickets if I knew you were calling from Albany. But you already have tickets.
Wait, I just want to...
How can I help you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now I'm getting excited.
Wait, 1 second.
Oh, my God.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I can hear you now.
Okay.
My speaker was off.
How can I help you?
All right, so I have a bit of a question, and I don't know if this would be possible, but I just thought I'd ask anyway. So I'm an artist, and I do a lot of different things, and I make some ceramics, and I would love to gift you one of my pieces, but I just don't know if there's any way to get it to you.
There's no way. I'm on the moon.
I don't know.
We're on the moon right now, and we'd have to restart the space program. You know, the space program right now is not focused on traveling to the moon. I mean, it should be, but I would love help. We're stranded here.
Here's the thing.
I would, you know what? I know you've sent me a message about this on social media. I've noticed when someone says ceramics, I perk up, and I take notice. So let me.
Wait, what kind of ceramics are you talking? Your classic bowls or what?
Well, I make like sculptural work.
She's talking about
and then
sculptures,
I kind of make some of them a bit like vases or like candlestick holders. I do a bunch of different kind of things, but it's more like sculptural.
No, you making bongs or not? Because Tim's not going to want it unless it's a bong.
Remember that old Saturday Night Live sketch? You put your weed in it, man.
Yeah, man, that was great.
All right, speaking of fan-made gifts, I want to spend a moment here and thank you. Listen, send me another DM about this, and I'll send you an address to send it to.
All right, thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. This
All
is
right, I love you
we finally got. I love you too. We got the big package in from.
Wonderful.
Patrick Clement sent us these amazing.
The guy from the Flight of the Conchords.
Action figures, and there's a bunch of Decker and Steve Brule things in here. But the thing I want to show Vic. Come on. This is why I love this audience. You know.
Wake up, kid.
This wonderful audience. This is for Doug. Doug, can you grab this? That was for you. But there's a couple things, and maybe it's...
Does your camera work here, Aristotle? Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here's Vic. This is for you.
Should I unveil mine, or should I wait?
Yeah, wait. So, Vic, let's focus on what Vic got.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
This
Let's
is
show the
very
cam.
deep.
Can we show the camera what Vic got?
That is incredible.
Wow.
That's a Van Dyke Parks chair that Brian Wilson broke.
Brian sat in it at a party.
Well, that is fantastic. And
wow.
I should have started with this because this one isn't as good. But
yeah, right there. Up an inch. Up an inch.
Can you see it?
No, go just up a
It's
little
a
bit.
little delay.
There we go. We got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
That is beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Brian Wilson's shortening bread.
Holy shit. Incredible. Mama's little baby loves them. Can you see that?
That's pretty good.
That is incredible.
And Doug, did you get anything as fun
Wow.
as that? Or I don't know what was in your little box.
It's insane.
It's pretty cool, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
What did you get, Doug? This is like Christmas all over again.
It's a little
Oh my god.
DJ guy. Looks nothing like me, but
you can tell it's you.
I'm definitely very. I love it. I love it. It's a little
That's
dog.
cute.
It's
That
a
is
dog,
cute.
and it's got the
man.
signature yellow color, with a little turntable. Thank you.
It was very
Thank
cool.
you.
Be My Baby is my favorite song.
I love it.
Patrick. I don't know why I can never remember the name. Patrick Clement.
I love it all.
Yeah, I love it all. Love it all.
Now I don't know where to put this.
I like
where,
it all.
where am I gonna?
I like it all.
Where am I gonna
gotta
put
get some new
this?
shelves
I'm gonna
in there
hang this
for
up on the
2020.
wall like I'm some collector. Bunch of waste, bunch of plastic shit. Damn it, Patrick. No, we do appreciate it, buddy. And love to know.
What's his
what's his
site?
Instagram?
Yeah,
Let me
what
tag
is it?
him real
I
quick.
don't know. Find out.
Cosmic Evil.
Cosmic Evil Toys, right? Or is it just Cosmic Evil?
Cosmic Evil Toys.
And I assume, you know what? I think he might have a good business model here. He could make this for like special occasions for people, custom designed things. Because I just send him your little in joke that you have with your friend, and that would be a fun little. Because I'm always like, I don't know what to get anybody. I don't know what to get a soul about, and I stopped giving gifts for the most part. I'm I have a Ebenezer Scrooge vibe going in my life right now because I just don't want to keep buying things for people and giving a bottle of whiskey or something but it would be nice if. Here's the problem I have with the whole holidays.
Now, here's the thing.
I have a thing where it all comes sneaking up on you. So it's sort of like in August, you think maybe now I should do all my Christmas shit, all my thinking about gifts and taking the family photo and planning a little party, or just do it all then and then put it on ice and then unleash. But then what happens is you wait to the last minute and you're running around with your head cut off and you say, fuck it, I'm just not going to do anything.
I won't do what you tell me.
But that would be a cool Christmas. You know what I got my wife for her birthday this year? Did I tell you?
No.
I could not think of a thing to get her. And it was December 20th, and my family showed up for the holidays. My sister and her kid and my parents were there, and they all showed up on that day. And so my mom, we used to do a thing. We'd just do, like, if we didn't want to make a big deal with dinner, it would be like, let's just we'll do taco night. And we'll make a bunch of tacos, and it's easy. It's fairly like help yourself kind of thing. So we're like, let's just do taco night. And so then that day earlier, the next day earlier, I got online and I found a mariachi band, a 5-person mariachi group. And they showed up at the house as a surprise. They came in, and my wife was stunned. So we had a mariachi performance.
I saw that video, Tim. That looked great. That reminded me of remember the days of your birthdays?
Of course, back at the old Absolutely office.
Like 4 Absolutely's ago?
Yeah, we used to do. Well, it wasn't just my birthday, was it? It was everybody's. But was it my birthday?
Well, I think it was yours was the big triple surprise one.
Right. So walk us through what that would be, because I was obviously not in the planning stages of that.
Well, we used to do. I don't know how this started or who started it, but we would do a surprise party, then we would do double surprise.
Right. And you have to top it.
And then like the next year we did a triple surprise where I came out of the ceiling. Remember that?
Yeah, you dropped down.
There's a video on one of the Tom Goes to the Mayor
extra
like Easter egg things of our planning, and I planned it out. Then we did a quadruple. I think after 4 we quit, but the 4th one was the mariachis came, and then I was in a garbage can or something hiding.
You're going to be in a garbage can today as well. Believe me, I'm throwing you away. Throwing you out. Into the garbage. Into the dumpster.
But Tim, don't you think for presents, like a lot of people this year, which I like this trend, were like, no presents. It's a waste. Just going to get some crap that's going to be in the landfill.
I hear you, man. We don't do any presents except for the kids. We get them a couple things. Not a lot of things. There's like 2 or 3 things they get. And
just give them like an apple.
Even those were annoying. Like we got my kids those lightsabers from the Star Wars, and it's got this thing where you'd love it because you can record a little soundbite on it. Hey, stinky poo poo! And then when you swing, it goes, hey, stinky poo poo! Hey, stinky poo poo!
I bought so many presents for nieces and nephews over the years that they just like they'll just never use. It seems like forget it.
Forget it. All right, let's take a call. We're looking for your sob stories to give away tickets for the Tim and Eric Awesome Tour. Tim and Eric Mandatory Tour coming your way. Anyone there? Yes, sir. Anyone there?
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, hey, this is Stu. Guess where I live?
Where? New York?
Yep.
Oh, cunt.
I'm over in Greenpoint.
All right, goodbye. Hang up on that. I want to get Jay Weingarten, too. I don't know how to... We need to call him.
He needs a little more time.
Okay.
So.
We still... Do we have the capacity to call him? So, Vic, you just give the number. Let's take another call. Hello?
Hello?
Who there?
Hey, this is Cody.
This is where you calling? Come on. Yeah, how you doing there, Stoke?
I'm doing great. This is Cody from Ohio.
Okay.
It sounds like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
You a damn liar, man.
I get your words straight, Jack.
I got hairy legs.
Go ahead.
Tim, have you talked about that Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes yet?
I have not.
Thoughts on that?
What's there to say? There are a bunch of jokes. Some of them were good. Some
and
of
then the
them...
day after, every news story was just Ricky Gervais. Who cares?
What's the point?
What else is there to say?
Who cares?
Okay,
I think
sorry.
Rich douchebags.
The joke, I mean, what are the? Who cares? But the whole Golden Globes is such bullshit. Every year I try to. It's a losing battle, but I know it's a lot of fun, and nothing matters. I mean, that's ultimately the point, right? I mean, nothing matters. Perhaps, maybe absolutely nothing. There might be nothing that matters. That's interesting to think about, right?
But he has
right.
But
on the scale of things that matter, the Golden Globes is so low.
What is Golden Globes?
Because
TV?
Here's what it is, and I'll explain it to you. But it won't make a difference because you'll still gobble it up and care. It is the Foreign Press, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Now, what does that mean? Let's break that down. It's a bunch of reporters from all over the world that are assigned to cover Hollywood, cover entertainment. So, you know, the Catholic newspaper and Roman whatever. I don't know why I brought that up, but the Paris, the London Times, or the help me out, somebody with anything, the Reuters or fucking, you know, the Brussels Morning News,
the Stockholm Daily,
the Stockholm Gazette. They all have correspondents that they send to Hollywood to cover Annette Bening's shits. Well, this is Sven from the Brussels Morning News. We have reports that Annette Bening has to wipe her ass 9 times today because she has a very wet shit.
There's so much stuff to make fun of.
Back to you, Sven. Back to you. Yes, this is Jason from Brussels Morning News. I am here in Hollywood, California, where Britney Spears has developed a mild diarrhea from some Italian food this morning. Back to you. So anyways, these clowns get together, and they've got an association where basically they've conned everybody into saying, how can I meet Brad Pitt? That was their organizing strategy. How can I get a picture together with Brad Pitt? How can I get a selfie with Adam Driver? And they go, I know, we can throw a big awards ceremony and vote
give them all the awards.
Give them gift bags. And that's essentially what it is. It's a big con job, but then NBC decided that they could also get ratings, they could get viewers and advertisers if there was a platform where a bunch of celebrities showed up and made speeches and whatnot. For some reason, people like to watch that. Bunch of glad handing.
It's up to you.
And anyways, that's that. So I mean, here's why I think people go, what about the Oscars? Those are at least, those are meaningless, but those are at least trade association award. They're a way for the industry to congratulate itself or to honor itself, and every industry has that. So if you were selling aluminum siding, you might have an event.
It's going well, isn't it?
You might have an event where you give out the salesman of the year or something, and there's
I've had a penis reduction.
That's fine, and there can be that time to honor your what's your peers and show your appreciation. But this Golden Globes is for the birds, and somehow people think it means something.
Ooh, rough corral.
Of course it does not.
Quality, not quantity.
Now, someone says Tim Bitter Heidecker. Would I, if I was invited or if I was nominated for anything, would I go? Of course. Why not?
Where does he get his ideas from?
But listen, I don't care what Ricky Gervais says, but it's funny to think that it matters. That's I think the point. It's
on Adult Swim. On Adult Swim.
I think
on Adult Swim.
He's almost become David Brent, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you find out more. He's just become a little.
Like he posts all these memes of himself, like just looking off in the distance, like he's imparting this wisdom. It's like,
well, he has that photo of himself
that is
on the cross with the atheist scratched across his chest, with like no hint of like.
But supposedly, he shot that for Rolling Stone, and Rolling Stone refused it. It was too stupid. And then it was like on Atheist Monthly or something.
He's like, I'm going to keep it.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the turning point for me, and I think you look at his career and you think it's like an exponential drop, right? So you have the wonderful, untouchable, perhaps perfect show. The Office.
Oh, it is perfect.
It's perfect.
It's going well, isn't it?
And then you have Extras, which is very good. Mm-hmm. It's a drop, though, isn't it? In it. It's a little bit of a drop, in it.
I've had a penis reduction.
But this is why I say exponential, because then the drop gets bigger. I mean, I don't know what the next thing is after that.
It gets like
that Carl Pilkington stuff, and
Is he having a laugh?
Then there's those movies, like he did all these
movies. What's the one where he's like a mentally
then you get
challenged person?
Those drops.
What is that? Ghost World or Ghost?
No, it's the one where he's the retarded guy. He is.
Oh,
he's a guy's name or something. He's just a full retarded man. And then what I want to see are the what I want to see, really? And I think exists.
Problematic word
no. Is it a problematic word?
I don't know.
It is.
Look, let's not get into
that.
No,
but
it is.
Okay.
Well, we know what you mean, though.
No, but Vic, you know because you worked in that field.
I worked with them.
But Derek, it's called. It's called Derek.
Okay.
Derek.
But I'm not using it as an insult. Like, I'm not using it as a pejorative.
Is that really what it's?
You're describing what the show is.
I'm describing, but you don't call people retarded even in a medical way.
No.
It
used to be.
That's what. Well, listen, I'm a kid of the. I'm a Gen Xer. I don't know. I got to get updated.
I get your words straight, Jack.
But he was mentally. You can't say mentally disabled. Challenged?
Mentally disabled, mentally disabled, I think. Or
I'm happy to update my lexicon to reflect the times. Trust me.
I'm kind of retarded.
But, anyways, I haven't even seen the show, but I would love to see. So I'm judging it, and I haven't even seen it. But that's the kind of guy I am.
What if it rules? And we're just looking at the poster, thinking that can't be good.
Yeah. Well, people have said nice things about it, but anyways, enough about him. I'm tired of talking about it. Can you just get that? Can I get another caller, please? Thank you for calling.
It's my pleasure to introduce a wonderful singer and songwriter.
And we wrote a song called Everyone is Differently Abled.
There you go.
There you go.
Is that Marlo Thomas?
No, this is that's an Everything is Terrible clip from a while ago.
Who do we got on the line? Anybody?
Oh, you got Jared Bush from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
From Jared Bush from Fort Wayne. Are you one of these Bush kids who got us into these wars? You related to Bush, George Bush, and all these? What's the new Bush that's out now?
Billy.
No, There is Billy Bush, but there's a.
Wait, is Billy Bush canceled because of that Trump thing?
No, he's back. But there's another Bush that's running for Preston Bush or something.
Presidential.
No, I'm not related to any of those guys.
Are you related to the Bush Bean family?
The Bush Beer, B-U-S-C-H.
Oh, there we go. How can I help you
German.
today, friend Bush?
Well, friend Heidecker, I'm interested in going to your show, and I was wondering if you needed a sob story, real or fake. And I just would like to go, and I can't afford to buy tickets at the moment, but I'm very interested in seeing the mandatory tour.
All right, I would request, there's no way for me to verify this, I would request a real story. Quick, though, and it has to be a sobby one and from the heart, and I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, sure. From the Midwest, it's hard for me to do, but I'll pull it out. Last year, my mom, just a few weeks ago, Mom died. It was after a long battle to get her off the ventilator, and she finally got to an apartment all by herself, and we thought it was the start of a new life, and then she just died unexpectedly.
How old was she?
She was 64 years old. Did I nail it? I mean, it's a real story.
Rocket, man.
Well, you close with your mother?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get
She was sick most of my life, so yeah.
So she just up and died out of nowhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, the doctor said she was good to go, and we never thought this day would come, and so we thought it was the start of a new life, and she died.
Wow. Did she leave any? Did she leave you any money?
Yeah, that sounds like
say that again. There's a loud piano playing.
Mom, I want a vape.
Did she leave you?
Probably a real story.
Did you leave any? Did she leave you any money?
Oh, very, very little. No, very, very little. But she didn't leave us with debt. When Dad died, it was I got the dad debt. So
Oh, really? So you are
That was-
you are
Is
parents.
Is this a real story? I mean, is it?
You have no parents.
I'm an orphan.
How old are you?
I'm a 33-year-old orphan.
Well, that's fine. I mean, listen. By the time you're 33, you
Yeah.
should be grateful your parents have gone on to another.
Hashtag
place.
happy.
Yeah.
Because
You
they're
don't have that roadblock anymore.
They're nothing but a burden at that point.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
kind of a
What are you gonna
breath
get
of fresh air.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Get together with your mom, and what are you gonna talk about? What are you gonna go through? The old times? Hey, Ma, let's talk about the old days.
You know, this is the first time I've actually told anyone about it, and God damn it, I'm pretty glad I did. I feel great.
I am here to cleanse your soul. I'm here to create a cathartic experience for you so you could move on. Now, are you married, or do you have a relationship happening outside of this conversation we're in? Or is this the only
Outside of
relationship?
my mother?
No, this is my relationship with you right now. Is
yeah,
this the only
I'm-
significant relationship?
Oh, outside of our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very happily involved with a lovely gal named Bridget.
Bridget, the best.
Yeah.
But you have a job? You have a job?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? How much do you make? What is this job?
Suddenly, the guy that can't afford tickets to my show happens to be employed. This is a little fishy.
Well, I'm a barista, and we moved down to part-time, but I also work pretty hard. A friend of mine, we run comedy shows in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is basically bashing our heads against a wall.
I was going to say that's got to be a real.
Money
That's
doing
got to be a
that.
real.
And
Now I
huge
feel sorry
revenue
for him.
stream.
Now I feel sorry for him.
That's how you should. You should have led
Open with that.
You should have
Yeah.
led with that sob story that you run a comedy show in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Maron.
that's why, my mom dying was pretty easy for me, because it could
Right.
be worse.
It ain't
Well-
about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
That's right.
That's how winning
I
is
agree.
done.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a long drop.
It's probably the longest one. 15.
All right, listen. I like you. I like the cut of your jib. I love Bush baked beans with cook. Anyone ever cook Bush baked beans in Bush beer? That could be a whole. It's a whole
Could be, Tim.
movement.
Tim, before you go any further, I'm not going to give you the recipes, so you don't even try.
All right, listen. Don't push your luck. You're starting to annoy me with that. That what we call piling on.
Tim, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. The floor is yours, Doug.
Does he get the tickets?
The answer is, well, first of all, what show would you go to in Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Oh, can you say that again? I'm
What
sorry.
show would you go to at Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Are you like near a fire or
You
something?
have one in either Detroit, Chicago, or do you have one in Indy? I can't remember.
In India?
Yeah.
What do you mean? In the country of India?
Indianapolis. I'm sorry.
Oh, Indy. Yes, I do. We are playing Indianapolis.
I would love to go to the one in Indianapolis.
You are a winner, a winner, a winner.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, wait a minute. I have breaking news. Stand by. Stop. Stay on the line. I have breaking news. Somebody in the chat, I just looked at the chat. Someone says, "Hey, Tim, wanted to apologize for changing your Wikipedia picture to a lookalike for about a decade years ago." Somebody named Max.
Decade?
Wow.
There is a picture of me on Wikipedia that's been driving me nuts. I haven't done anything about it because I don't know how to do anything. But it is the weirdest thing. It's a guy that looks like me, sorta, but it's not me.
That's unbelievable, man.
And everyone every once in a while, me and people I know look at it and go, that's not me. What would that even be from?
The one with the very, like the header one? The one with the mic?
Yeah.
That's, oh my God.
It's not me. That's not me. This is happening again,
That's
by the
so
way.
funny.
We're getting phone calls.
Come on.
All right, listen. Who's on the line again? Jared?
Jared Bush,
Yeah.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yep.
You've got 2 tickets to the Indianapolis show.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that.
Send me a
Come here,
message,
baby.
okay? You know how to reach me.
Just through the Skype line here?
No, through Twitter.
Wonderful.
Huh?
I appreciate it very much.
Love you.
Take care, man.
Love you too. Thank you.
Hang in there.
Hang in there, man. You'll be all right. All right, we're having issues because my
Genetically,
fucking
I'm being
phone
robbed.
is now doing that thing where it's just answering. It thinks I want to use the phone to answer. How did we turn that? How did we make that not happen? Do we remember?
Do not disturb? Is it? I don't know.
It says it's on do not disturb, but then do not disturb. See? Do
Hi,
not
Dad.
disturb. Always. Okay, I put it on always instead of when phone is locked. Let's see if that works. What's going on? All right, let's take another call. Hello? What's going on? Is everyone leaving? Show over?
Let's take a call.
All right, let's take another call.
Let's take a call.
Who's there? Hello? What's going on? So Max on the chat, did you really do that? Can you change it to something else? Change it to anything else.
Hello? Are you there?
Yes, who's there?
Wow. This is Blake from Dallas.
Hello, Blake. How you doing, buddy?
I'm excellent. How are you?
It's doing it again.
Sounds good.
How can I help you?
Well, I am needing some tickets, but I've got other things.
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good. So,
Sounds good.
I'll take the tickets.
What's your sob story?
What's your sob story, joke?
That sounds logical.
Well, I don't have enough money for 2 tickets, and I just had to buy a
You got to come prepared with
new
the story.
oxygen tank for my grandfather, and that kind of set me back a few hundred.
This is bullshit. You're poaching from another story.
All right, look, I had to buy some new tires, and so I didn't have enough money. Not much of a sob story, but it's a story.
I'm done giving tickets away.
All right.
Whoa.
That's
No
it,
tickets
Doug.
then.
Unless somebody comes and wows me.
Right, you got to bring a real.
Look at how weird this.
Now, why did you need new tires? Because you wanted to get your truck lifted?
No, because the last ones I had, they blew out. That's what tires do when they're old.
Because you were tearing it up in the
Yeah,
mud.
just tearing it up on the Dallas highways.
All right. Can you give me something to talk about here, pal? Jack.
I can plug some music.
No, thank you. Next caller.
Okay.
I don't think it was a funny record. It didn't make me laugh, you know.
I'm sorry I'm distracted. This is annoying because I'm using my own phone as the camera here, and it keeps people, for some reason, it keeps deferring.
Heck is this?
I think I know what to do on next week, but there won't be a next week. So, folks, this is the last show for a few months, unfortunately, because I'm going off on tour.
No time next week?
I'm leaving on Saturday. You know this more than anyone.
Okay. I thought you were leaving Wednesday or something.
Let's do it every day, Thursday, Friday. We got 2 more days.
That's right. Let's go.
I would love to do this show every day. Wouldn't that be fun for a while? Why don't we come back and do...
Let's crank a bunch out.
Like every day in March.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who's there?
Yes, hi, this is Jay Weingarten.
JJ!
Hey, guys, how are you? It's really really nice to hear all your voices.
Yeah, it is good to hear you, Jay. What's the story? You were... okay. So annoying. Huh? See?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm going to try
having little issues here.
Yeah, we're just having some
Jay.
tech issues as usual, but that's par for the course.
Yeah, no problem.
So, Jay, you sound a little subdued today. I was hoping you'd come in with a little more energy. Do you want to start the call over again?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's reset. I'm going to introduce the call. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday here on Office Hours. I'm Tim Heidecker. We are joined by DJ Douggpound and the great Vickety Dick, Dick Strick Dick, Vic the Fourth, Burger Durger, the big boy, Burger Boy. And on the line, one of my favorite callers. This guy is a riot. He is calling in from New York. I'm talking about Mr. J. Weingarten. Jay, what's going on, dude?
Hello, everyone. It's really nice speaking with you all.
Yeah. So, Jay, what's going on with you, man? What's going on in your corner of the world, my buddy?
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of hanging out in New York City. And,
yeah.
I appreciate being a part of the Holy Trinity. I consider you all to be great friends of mine, and you've all influenced me in different ways.
Yeah.
And, I just love joking around with all three of you. So I feel honored to be on Office Hours.
All right. Well, what's been on your mind lately, buddy? What you got cooking? Anything funny? Anything interesting?
Well, I've just been, trying to test out some new material. I have some branded jokes that I've kind of come up with recently.
Some branded jokes. This should be good.
Brand new jokes.
Yeah, I would love to try them out.
All right, let's hit it. Here it is. Jay Weingarten with a couple of new jokes. I love this.
Thanks. Yeah. I guess just go easy though, because as I said, they are truly brand new. It's like this is just a test. Here we go. But yeah, basically, I hate to start out crass, but do any of you guys use edible underwear?
Do any of us use edible underwear? It's kind of a weird question.
Can't say I have.
No, I have not used edible underwear. But
no, I haven't.
Vic, no.
Not recently.
0 for 3.
Would it be helpful if we did, for the sake of this one?
I saw some available online recently, and they're on sale, so, I said, what the hell? And so, I order things, and I have to, of course, wait 2 days for shipping, and they finally arrive at my doorstep. And, I put the things on, I'm hoping that they quote-unquote work, and the only thing that they actually attract is ants. Rather than attracting a human partner, they attract ants and other insects and pests.
Oh, boy.
I guess I am sort of a weirdo. Okay, there's no way in hell I would pay for a personal trainer.
Right.
No way.
No, yeah, I hear you.
I would pay a ninja to just knock unhealthy food out of my hand. Ninja. But yeah, no, ninjas, that would be a great Halloween costume, right, guys?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a ninja, but I do love Halloween, and I love horror films. But I swear, like, if the folks in horror films listened to me shouting at the television monitor, they would still be alive to this day. I'm like,
That's a good point.
Gotta go in there. But yeah, speaking of television,
Go ahead.
it's called a remote because those are the odds of finding it when you want to change the channel to the television set.
The odds of finding the odds of finding the remote are remote.
A remote.
Right. When you're looking for
exactly.
always a problem for me to find. Where's the remote?
Sorry, I don't want to. I have a couple more, but I also want to.
Two sounds perfect. Yeah, two sounds perfect.
You guys are all on Twitter at this point, right?
I am on Twitter. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
At Tim Heidecker, it's Vic Berger the fourth, I think, and at Douggpound.
Right.
Thanks
for the plug, by the way.
But no, I don't know if you guys can attest to this, but it's weird. It's weird being a comedian online. Like, I see LOL written all over the internet, right?
LOL.
But I never see anyone in hysterics at their computer.
Right.
Like, imagine if I heard my neighbors, sitting in their office chairs, just in hysterics through my walls. That would be so weird.
Get up off Twitter.
Okay.
We're on Twitter right now.
Okay, this is also crass. But
me up on
do you guys
Twitter.
ever?
Is this your last joke, Jay?
Yeah, this is the last joke of
This is
the
closer?
day, and I appreciate you having me. Do you guys ever wonder if workers at adult websites get in trouble for viewing non-adult websites during the workday? like Johnson, we have been monitoring your browser history. ESPN.com, weather.com. We're not paying you to look at garbage. Now, go look at pornography. That job would be interesting.
Johnson.
But yeah, I guess that's
kind of funny. His name was Johnson.
I also just want to let you guys talk, so I appreciate it.
Jay, that was a lot of fun, and you're just one of the greats. A lot of fun having you on the show today. Any plans for the new year? Any New Year's resolutions? That's the one I wanted to go with.
That's a good question. I guess I would say I want to just stop, thinking I'm not funny enough to be a comedian or whatever, and just kind of get out there and just making people laugh and not.
I want to make strangers laugh.
Well, you're funny in my
make
book.
Strangers laugh, and so that's why I really appreciate you guys letting me come on. Do you guys have New Year's? Or you probably already talked about that.
Well, we haven't done the New Year's resolutions. I'm going to go around the horn and get one from all the guys. And you know what? I don't want to put anybody on the spot, so if you don't have one, just say pass. Vic?
Trying to stay healthier, keep it up, and
that's good.
just
Enough.
stay positive,
Yeah,
I think.
Stay positive. Doug?
Yeah.
More pickle drops, baby.
Nah, nobody wants that. All right. Well, thanks, Jay. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Love you, Jay.
Thank you so much.
Love
for
you,
having
Jay.
me, and
Are you going to come to the show
hope
in New
you guys
York?
Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, Jay. Come to the show in New York. Let
Do you
me
have
know.
can you
offline.
afford tickets? Let me
No,
ask you that.
I'll put Jay on the list. He's on my personal private list.
Oh my God! Thank you. I would love to come. That's so awesome.
All right. Cheerio, my old friend.
Take care,
Talk to you
Jay.
later. That's the great Jay Weingarten. Out of the business, pretty much. I don't know if does he do comedy in New York? I should have asked him if he has anything to plug.
I think he does stuff.
Well, he's still online, and his tweets and his posts always are a delight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's
It's a
got
ray of light. It's a ray of
it's a ray of light
yeah, his
amongst
Facebook
all the
is so
crap.
Remember that Madonna song, "Ray of Light"?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I just got home. I like that one.
That was from Austin Powers.
First things first. Where's your shitter?
Let's take another call from the plebeians out there listening. Hello, darling. Who's watching?
I've had sex with Madonna.
Loading Skype. Skype is down. So, what's the latest? What's the latest in the news? Let's do a news. We'll do a new feature for for office hours fans who are trying to watch the show but also trying to stay informed. Let's go to news.
We have pizzas. We have 300 hamburgers. Many French fries.
Top headlines today. Party of Five returns.
I have some news. Yeah.
What? Go ahead.
High school students spend holiday break building toilet paper pyramid.
Okay. I can't get any real news. We've got a bunch of Tom Sharpling is pushing the Grown Ups 3 on Twitter. There's all the news outlets, the AV Club, and it looks like Paste Magazine and all these websites are finally getting on board. I tell you, Doug, it's a good read and it's a fun time.
Tim, remember Bicycle Built for Two?
Well, listen, of course, Bicycle Built for Two is if anyone could track that down, it's sort of a rarity. What's that?
Check your phone real quick.
Check my phone. I don't know what to check my phone about. Is anybody on the line?
Still waiting for Skype. Can you swap it out for us just so we don't keep getting the call?
Hello. We don't want to give out anything. We don't want to give anything away. So swap this out. Hi. And I'll just turn this off. Huh? This is exciting. I would love to watch this show.
I have a news piece. Somebody taped a banana to a wall.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun story over the holidays, wasn't it, Doug?
That was a fun little detour from all the war crimes and things happening.
All right. So now we've solved this problem. Anybody on Skype, or are we still loading Skype? Oh, my goodness. How do you like that? So the news... when you want it. I wish you guys had some breaking news drops.
Tim, where can people go where they can just get news and it's not?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
It's not corporate media. What's your news source that's not?
That's a good question because I get very frustrated when I turn, especially when we're in times of war. I get very frustrated. I turn on CNN because I don't know if Doug, you remember this. Vic, you might be slightly too young for this, but I have still very vivid memories of putting on CNN for the first Iraq war with
Iraq.
Mm-hmm. No, with the guys who were there in they were in the hotel. Bernard Shaw.
Yeah.
Bernie Shaw, remember him? And Peter Arnett. Arnett, I think. And another guy, I can't remember. They were getting bombed. They were somewhere. They were in this hotel, maybe in Baghdad, and it was the night vision. I could really picture it, and it was sort of like, when something tragic, something big, worldwide, world events are happening. I go, well, let's put on CNN to see what's the latest.
Yeah.
But then you turn that on.
They don't know either.
They don't know. Yeah, and then they bring on all these fucking assholes who are all like retired generals and retired members of the Bush administration. And, these assholes. Chernoff was on last night. He was the old Homeland Security Director. And then Petraeus and all these. Petraeus, betray us!
You're at Masterman.
Miss Masterman. And I don't want to have. It's just like and it's a sad thing, and I don't want to. I hate being this cynical and this, conspiratorial. I don't like this feeling, but the fact that we have there's absolutely no credibility in our government, and that whatever they're saying to us, you can't just gobble down. Now, it's a lesson we keep forgetting, and it's a lesson we don't seem to learn. Is here we are again. And whatever anyone says, I got to go. I don't, what was the thing you sent me last night, Vic, that Iran said they killed 40 American soldiers?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not true, but who fucking knows? Why would I trust our government about anything anymore? Doug?
That was an interesting thing on Twitter where, I think maybe you reposted it, where the guy they killed,
Soleimani.
I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but you could do a search on his name, and no one's ever tweeted his name.
Suddenly he was
he's
the
the number one
Yeah.
guy. Like after they kill him,
I know.
Like before that, he's never even existed.
Didn't that make you feel like you were going nuts? Didn't that make you feel like so disoriented and suddenly like, who now? And suddenly everybody marched out onto TV and had all kinds of opinions about him. Now there's certainly evidence. I think Nikki Haley. There's a speech that she gave at the UN at some point where she brings him up and everything. It's not like the guy didn't exist, but the fact that suddenly everybody got their talking points about this and everyone has a big opinion about it is very disorienting. And I felt stupid because I was like, "Well, I'm sorry. I'm not a terrorist sympathizer. I just didn't know who the guy was." But then all this bullshit where they're saying like, "Well, Elizabeth Warren said that. Well, you said that he was a terrorist, and then you said he was a government official that we assassinated." Well, those are both true. Those aren't contradictory things. It's like this idea of terrorism is such a subjective nonsense word, right? It's a tactic used by all kinds of, it's a tactic that they're using. And
I mean, we're considered terrorists.
We're considered terrorists by them, right? And again, like people are like, well, it's unpatriotic to say we assassinated him. Well, what is it? That's what if you look up the definition of assassination, it's a political killing, or it's a killing from, motivated by money or politics or religion or some, it's not just like you're killing him because you're trying to steal his wallet or something, or that he cheated on you. He cheated with your wife or something. It's a political killing.
Killing in the name of
right, and he was a government official. He was a member of the Iranian government. So why are you criticizing people for calling things what they are? Hello. And the other thing is, when they go, oh, phew, they didn't kill any American soldiers. Apparently they killed a bunch of Iraqis, but that doesn't seem to matter because those aren't people.
I think he was in charge of an Iran-backed militia. I believe.
Who?
I was so Soleimani.
He was in charge of their like elite, the Iranian elite force, like their special forces kind of, and their strategy. Because listen, folks, because they don't have the technology and the money that our military has, which basically, think about the American empire as, if you want to be dumb and think about it as in Star Wars terms, we basically have the fucking Death Star, right? Because we have bases all over the world. We got these drones. We've got these planes that can fly everywhere, and they can, don't risk getting shot down. We could just... And we have a massive nuclear arsenal. So if you're anybody else in the country, in the world, you either align with us to keep from, to keep on the right side of us, or you have to use other tactics, other tactics on the battlefield, other war. So that includes like guerrilla warfare and so-called terrorism, where you're blowing up, using IEDs or whatever. That's what else are you going to do? Are they going to launch F-16s and fly over New York and start dropping bombs like we do? No, they don't have that capacity. But they're going to, use the, as I say in my song, Trump talking nukes, that they use what they have. They use what they have to fight the wars, to fight against whatever they think, they need to fight against. And in the case of us, it's that we've been an occupying force in their neighborhood for, 20 years now. And why, Doug? Why?
Because they need our help, and they're a bunch of savages from a third world country.
No, it's because they've got what we want.
I'm just kidding.
I know. So
why?
Listen, it's not hard. This is boring, obvious shit that if you've got half a brain, you've figured out already. Are these people perfect? No. Do they have issues with Israel being there? Yes. There should be peace on earth, and everyone should be living in harmony and practicing the religion they want. But nobody is innocent in this. But believe me, we are not white knights delivering freedom and liberty across the globe. Get used to knowing that. Understand that. Then when you watch CNN and you see General betray us, and you see all these retired guys who are still on the payroll of Raytheon and Halliburton and fucking Chef Boyardee feeding our troops and all the money that's made off of war and conflict, and then take all that with a grain of salt when they tell you this, you know, the stakes and what's
well, we need to elect a leader who's gonna understand this, that we gotta get out of the war business. Now, who's that? And someone who's not in the pockets of the war.
And who is
machine.
that?
Who's that going to be, Tim?
Who is it?
Bernie Sanders.
Are you going Bernie now? This is breaking news.
I'm just saying he's probably he seems to be the one that's got that.
Vic,
I'm a Bernie guy.
Vic's a Bernie guy. Where's the ding ding ding?
Ding ding ding.
Now, I have stayed out of this.
I like Madoff. I like Sanders. I like them all.
You like Madoff? I would vote for Bernie Madoff. Let him run things from his cell. Now, I am first and foremost interested in abolishing the presidency entirely. Setting up a council of 3. These would be all members of the Star Trek cast. You'd have somebody from the original series. You'd have somebody that's still like, I wouldn't say Bill Shatner.
Who do you want, Spock?
I'd say George Takei.
You need like a super logical, pragmatic guy like Spock.
You get George Takei, and then you get Patrick Stewart from the Next Generation.
Yeah. And the Reading Rainbow guy.
And you can't have 2 from the Next Generation.
Then you got to get Quantum Leap, that guy.
No, that's a different universe.
No, he's in a Star Trek.
Scott Bakula?
Bakula is in one of them Star Treks.
Okay. He's the latest guy.
Well, we always turn it back to Star Trek on the show. But listen, I've said on Twitter I am leaning Bernie in a big way. People got very excited. I do think it's slightly too early. I like him. I do not like, and you can speak to this maybe, Vic, as well. I do not like the tenor of course, a segment of his supporters.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
The Bernie,
but I think that's overblown.
The Burn, like the fucking punning with Burn, you know, like all the punning going on.
Well, and that's what I like. I like the puns. That's what I'm in it. That's what I like him about.
All the Bernie or bust, like the idea that if it's not him, then fuck it all and burn it all down, and you know, that's not responsible. And I can't get, and that makes me queasy about supporting him a little bit, you know.
But how does that play into how he?
That has nothing to do with him, the actual person.
There's lunatics.
Well, he could do a better job, perhaps, of tempering that. I don't know. I mean,
don't be so excited.
Look, none of these people are perfect. But
yeah, no, there's a lot of
If you had to pick, he seems to be the one that's not. He's owned by corporations.
I am just, you know, I'm so tired of the cult of personality that goes along with all of this.
Right.
I mean, you've got these. I got into it. I dinged on, goofed on Andrew Yang.
You're gonna get hit
because he said this thing that was like this election. You know, if you vote for me, it's going to be the biggest change in human history or American politics, and it was just so hyperbolic, hyperbolic needles.
Well, Trump never does hyperbole.
Of course, they all do, but it's all this. It's like, just can we? If I was running for president, which I will be, I would say,
Tim, dude, please run. You could do this.
I'm not promising. God bless. I'm not promising the moon. I'm not going to. Nothing's going to change that much, but we're going to try to make things better for you. Yeah. I'm going to vow to run things responsibly. Here it is. The government is there to work for the people. The government is for the people. And we will serve the people to the best of our ability with compassion and with pursuing liberty to some degree. Now, is everybody going to be able to run around with their shotguns and their dicks swinging out doing heroin? No, we're going to have laws. We're going to have rules. We're going to have boundaries. Because everybody's a child. You can't take care. You can't wipe your own ass without some help. But we're going to create a safe environment. But I'm not going to be telling you that things are going to be all perfect. and that I'm the greatest thing that has ever come out since sliced bread? Okay? So that's my spiel. Thank you. And you know what? You're not going to fucking... You know what? You're not going to fucking think about me every 2 minutes.
That's the big thing.
Is you're not gonna,
Everybody's
it's like
thinking about it all
government's
the
going
time.
to be something in the background that just works and happens.
So you'll be one of the
It's just-
council of 3.
I'll be on the Council of 3 with Jean-Luc Picard and Jonathan Frakes from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Should be a council of like 8.
All right,
7.
a board of directors.
Yeah, but
An odd number,
20,
so there's
21.
when they vote, they have to have a majority.
Well, now that's just Congress. Why do we need the president? We just have Congress. We have a prime minister like they do in other countries. Parliamentary system. You understand that?
But
Now,
I think this all just shows how reckless.
I
Trump is,
will.
too. Like he's.
I am. Like I said, I'm leaning towards Bernie.
Yeah.
I do still like Elizabeth Warren. I don't know why suddenly no one talks about her anymore. I think she's kind of like Bernie with a little
kind of
less.
is, but she.
I
does
like
those-
the
those
fact that there'd be a
weird
woman
cutesy
running.
Things, those like
Why can't
have
we have
a
a
beer
woman
with me kind of thing.
She's a little corny. She's a little old-fashioned. She's like a little
like have a dinner with
cringy.
my husband. You see, like stuff like that. Like,
They're all gonna do this
She's running
shit.
these content. I know they all do, but why do they feel they have to? Bernie doesn't.
People
though.
are stupid.
Bernie doesn't.
Doesn't he? Doesn't he?
I will
do-
say Bernie is the most consistent throughout his whole life. He lives his politics. He believes. I mean, he's getting arrested in the '60s during the civil rights era. Like he's.
I know. He
he
walks the
walk
walk.
and he talks the talk and. You know.
God bless the United States.
Oh, the other two guys, Biden and Bloomberg, seem like annoyed to be running for president. Right?
I get your words straight, Jack.
They seem like, now why are you even asking me? Why don't you just give me the goddamn the entitled kind of annoyed, grumpy guy woke up on the wrong side.
Instead of a president, we should have like a host. You know,
Well, I mean,
like
kinda-
let Congress
kinda
make the
get that,
decisions, then we
yeah.
got this host that comes out and kind of like says what's going on.
Right.
Like Gervais can be the
Right.
Let him do it.
You're all so stupid, aren't you? You don't get it.
It's going well, isn't it?
Is there any callers?
Money.
Yeah, that's amazing.
On Adult Swim.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Hello, darling.
The most important people on the planet.
Let me see for a second.
Where does he get his ideas from?
That's good. That's him talking about himself. Like, right.
Where does he get his ideas
As if
from?
the crowd saying
Probably.
that. The crowd. He thinks the crowd is saying
he's speaking
that
for them
about
what they're
himself.
thinking. Yeah.
All right, let's do
I've had a
this.
penis reduction.
Let me do this.
Where does he get his ideas from?
Let's take
Oh,
one.
sounds good.
Let's take one or two.
Turn your sound down.
Let's take one or two more calls, okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. I was wondering if we're still
going
doing
well,
some
isn't
sob
it?
stories.
Say that again. You got interrupted by these assholes.
That was good.
We still doing sob stories or what?
I'll do one more sob story.
Where do you live, though, bro?
Sounds great. Live in Nashville.
Good. I like it.
So my brother had me watch his cat recently, and I was working on a farm. Ironically enough, the music.
Okay.
And we sprayed some pesticides, and somehow the cat got into the field and did not make it. This was around September when you announced the tour.
Would you spray Roundup from Monsanto? No tickets.
It was not Roundup. It was some extreme pesticides. And the cat inhaled them, sadly, and did not make it. I was wondering if I could make it up to him by, instead of getting him a new cat, just give him some tickets.
I like this. I was about to go the other way with this story because I'm like, your sob story is that you killed your friend's cat and I'm going to give you tickets? No, thank you.
My brother's cat.
I would, you know what I mean.
You know, you did a.
Is he your friend as well? I mean, let's be honest.
Yes, absolutely. We connect through the show quite a bit.
All right. I like this. I like this quite a bit.
Keep that damn chicken quiet.
The guys are having fun here with your sad story.
Chicken de China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking.
Nice.
All right. What's your name?
My name's Chris.
Chris Robinson from the Black Crows. Okay. What's your last name?
Dixon. Dickson.
I know. Oh, really? Like my private part.
Yes, there you
Right.
go. Also got a question for you after the sob story.
Go ahead. Question. You've got 2 tickets for your brother.
Awesome. I'll DM
But you're
you
not
on
allowed.
Twitter.
You're not allowed to go. He's got to take somebody else.
Okay. I mean, either way.
Okay.
So on tour, do you have any techniques? You said you were laughing over the rehearsals. Do you have any techniques to stop that laughter from coming out? Obviously,
Well, I think.
don't want to have breaks.
Yeah, I think. A tempered small amount of those kind of breaks, I think, is a really genuinely fun thing to have in the show when the audience feels that we're not just, sleepwalking through the show, and that there's an element of danger and there's an element of enjoyment that we're having up there. Now, you don't want it to go fully off the rails where people are like, these guys are just unprepared.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to let things happen the way they happen. I think, of course, after we do the show 20 times, those are going to disperse a little bit. But we know that it's freaky to hear yourself as a drop.
That's good. That's what I was waiting for.
You know what I mean? So by the time we get to Nashville, I think we'll have it all sorted out a little bit, and there won't be too many.
Sounds
goof-ups.
great.
All right, I'll see you there.
You'll just be a
Thank you so
showroom
much.
dummy up there, Tim. Just a showroom dummy going
We
through
are
the motions.
showroom dummies. You know it, Doug. When we do tour, there's there is that fun moment when we kind of lose it a little bit, and it's usually kind of because when you've been on those shows, like you've been pushing us with the sound effects and stuff. So we'll see if that happens this time. I'm not in any rush to go. Are you guys trying to get out of here? Let's just go for a little bit longer and just make a long show since it'll be the last show for a while. People enjoy it, right? I mean, people go for hours and hours, and I'm just getting
going.
warmed up. I haven't had to pee yet. We'll go when I have to pee. Please.
Hello.
Hello. Who's there?
Hi, this is Erin. I'm from upstate New York.
Hello, Aaron. How are you? How can I help you? This is our second upstate New York lady caller of the day. It's got to be some kind of record.
Yeah, wow, how lucky am I?
Wouldn't it be cool, guys, to get a little map, and every time somebody calls, we ding it up on the map, and we get a nice little... Doug, why don't you appreciate that?
Say it again. I was looking up something.
We get a map of the world, and every time somebody calls in, we start tracking where everybody is.
Okay, so New York, Nashville, and like 1 Europe person, maybe if we're lucky.
We got
that Sweden guy.
We had Georgia. We had Georgia call in.
Georgia.
Right. Okay.
All right. How can I help you today, Aaron?
Wow. So I guess I don't really know what to do with myself. I have a freaking BFA in musical theater, and I'm an actress, and
Your best friend is
I've
a
been
musical theater. Oh.
been kind of miserable lately because I don't really know what to do sort of in this time where I'm in upstate New York, not really a place where I can
flourish.
do great projects. But
That is painful for me.
Well, let's talk about this. Where are you? So you're in where? Like Albany or small?
Syracuse. But I am going to your Albany show. I'm excited
Okay, cool.
on Valentine's Day. I'm bringing a date.
You bringing a date? That is not a boyfriend. It's just a date you've arranged.
just a date, but
Wow.
I am excited.
That's a move to take somebody on a date on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, there's mutual interest. So.
But wow, let me get into this for a second because that's
the first date, or is it like maybe it's
No, we've been on a couple dates so far.
A very healthy boy.
But this is like a month and a half away. Like, do you think the relationship is going to progress further between now and then?
It's definitely possible.
Vic, stand by. I want to continue this chat, but I just got news. There's a trend happening on Twitter that says Sudafed. And you have some Sudafed news.
I have some gifts for you guys.
You have some
Almost
Sudafed
forgot.
news. Can you explain what's going on?
Every month I receive a package from Amazon, And I put
Why?
the earphones in. I receive a package every month from Amazon. I had no choice in this. Like, just the place that I'm renting at, the landlord's ex-boyfriend was on a subscription plan for Sudafed, and he never canceled it. So now I'm stockpiling Sudafed. So I brought some for you guys. If you,
can we make crank with this?
Yeah,
I think
I don't think it's the good stuff.
We got to get that over to the White House.
Yeah,
That's his deal.
Right.
Why can't you tell? Have you told him to?
I told him, and he just never. Yeah, he never did anything. They just keep coming.
That's a lot of
so they must.
Sudafed.
Yeah, and we started throwing it out. I'm like, there's a lot. Can you see this?
I definitely don't want to ever. I don't use this stuff.
Well, you need to start now.
It does not work on me. That shit does not work on me.
It'll do something. I mean,
so I haven't.
How do I make the meth with it?
Hey,
is there a YouTube tutorial?
Hey Vic.
Probably, yeah.
I have not watched. I have not watched Trump's speech this morning because we've been doing the show.
Yeah.
But
I didn't see it
the two trends right now on Twitter in politics are Adderall and Sudafed.
Oh shit.
So
that says a lot.
You must be able to get a bunch of drops out of that.
Get ready for that.
Yeah, sounds like he was.
He must have gone off script a little bit.
Had a late night. Although I am seeing sigh of relief that U.S. is not further militarily escalating things.
Well, that's good.
That said, we can't idly sit by and allow the U.S. to continue to inflict violence on Iranian people. That's just from a random account. I don't know. I'm just getting dribs and drabs. I don't know. Maybe it all worked out for the best.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I know this mission was actually was brought up to Obama and Bush to get rid of this guy, and they chose not to because of what might happen, after. So I don't know. Maybe it's gonna work out. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. You don't know. Something is happening. We're gonna
many things are happening.
People are saying
Tim, when
all is well.
When President Heidecker is elected,
go ahead.
And there's a bad guy out there.
One of the many.
He's a tyrant.
I capitulate.
You just let them do their thing, and we do our thing, and they do their thing. And we're not.
I capitulate. I go to their knee. I go on my knees to them, and say, Soleimani, how you doing?
Ask questions.
Who am I to judge you? Yeah. One of the great Soleimani.
Ask questions.
You know what's interesting? I don't know anything about the Middle East. I wish I did.
Yeah, you do.
But
You know
I don't
a
know
few.
much.
Come
I don't
on,
know. I know it's very complicated, and I don't want to claim that I do. But there's a 1953 Iranian coup.
Of course.
That we got rid of. I don't know this.
If you're an Amazon Prime member.
Oh yeah.
Go on their video service and type in American coup. COUP. So for dollars out there, I think it's American Coupe. Is that about a car?
About chickens or what is this?
It's about a Coupe de Ville, huh? No, this is American
You really
Coupe.
believe this?
And here's the short story.
Keep that damn chicken quiet.
You don't have to watch the documentary. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened.
Explain it.
There was this. Where do I begin? There was a reformer. I can't remember his name, but he became the prime minister of Iran right after World War II in the 40s. And what happened was before that, Britain...
elected, the public...
The UK, England, the UK, whatever you want to call it, they had interest in Iran. They had business interests in there. They struck oil there. They said, we're going to create this company. It's an oil company. It's basically this, imperialist colonization situation where they basically just set up a company and have just taken the oil out of Iran and selling it around the world. And they're throwing Iran pennies. They're giving them like pennies on the dollar for this oil. So this guy gets elected in Iran. I can't remember his name, but he...
Wait, you ran?
I didn't. No, not Iran.
A
different guy ran, and then he got elected.
What's his name?
Mohammed Mossadegh.
Mohammed Mossadegh. Yes. He's this almost like the Gandhi.
I'm probably offending so many people.
He's almost like the Gandhi of Iran. The Gandhi of Iran. Okay, this is a very bad guy.
Jesus, Gandhi.
No, he's a big reformer.
Wow.
And you know what he
Very
says?
good.
You know what he says? He
What?
says,
George Washington.
"That's our oil, assholes. Get the fuck out of here." So he puts down his foot and he says, "England, you got to get out, baby. We'll make some kind of deal or whatever, but we need to see more of this money from this oil because this is our sovereign land."
You're fired.
So fucking
Wake up.
England comes to America and says, "We got a big problem on our hands.
You want to talk? We'll talk.
We need to keep things as is." So they start branding this. What's his name? Soleimani? No, the guy.
Mohammed Mossadegh.
Mossadegh. They start branding him a communist. You know, they put the old Red Scare. They say this guy is a commie. He's got to go. Iran is being, they're being controlled by the Soviet Union, and they launch this kind of, propaganda thing against this guy. They also take the old king. I guess there was a king, a Shah. They say, the Shah of Iran. They get this guy back who'd been out, living in the Alps or something, just taking it easy. They say, "You got to come. We're going to get you back in power, and then you're going to be a tool of the West. You're going to do what we say, and we're going to keep you in power." So they arrange this coup. They connect with the military in Iran, and they get this guy, this reformer, this guy that's doing shit for his people. They get him out, and they put in the Shah, and then they put in this very repressive police state. They put in this, total, fascist regime with the Shah and everybody, and that creates 10 or 15 years of total repressed, people getting tortured and everything. And it creates this horrible environment in Iran where the reaction to that is the Islamic Revolution. Now, it could have gone the other way. It could have been a pro-free, it could have been a Marxist revolution. It could have been a couple of different things, but it happened to be this, the mullahs and the conservative religious groups in Iran came and took out the Shah and took out the Western influence, the American, British influence in Iran. And that's where we are today. So,
Jesus Christ.
That's the history lesson. Anybody having any opinions on the situation going on today and yesterday, this week in that region has to know their history, has to know the history of our involvement in that country. And shame on you if you don't. Shame on you.
We still have a caller on, I think.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
she still there?
And you were both
sitting there silently.
And you
yes.
were giving me shit about your career as an actress.
Yeah,
and
I know.
how I'm supposed
It's completely
when all this
talked
shit's
over
going
her.
on in the world, and
Yeah.
I've got to deal with this now.
So what is, yeah.
I got to put out this fire.
Man, I'm sorry. I don't mean to put all this pressure on you.
Listen, you can sing, you can dance, you can act, you can memorize lines.
Shame.
There's a few different places you got to be.
Shame.
You got to be out here, or you got to be in New York.
Shame.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I can do in between the time of, moving out
Shame.
there and the time I have to be stuck up here for a little while.
Well,
Shame.
you got to make choices. I mean, what are you going to, you got to work so you can save some money so you can have a little budget?
Yeah, that, and I have a couple medical things keeping me up here for the time being.
Okay, well, how old are you?
23.
Turn it up.
You're young. You're young. You've got time. I don't want you to stress too much. Just do what you got to do. Keep working on your craft.
I am a young, vibrant man.
The one thing you don't want to do is show up in New York or show up in LA and immediately have to get a job because you can't support yourself otherwise, and then you can't audition and you can't meet people and then you end up just kind of where you are now, but now you're in another place that's more expensive. And so if you're going to make a move to try to do this for real, I think you got to have a little bit of a war chest to live off of for a little bit, just to get yourself settled, and you can try to get in the business a little bit. But other than that, it's a tough game. It's not for everybody. And never forget how much you enjoyed doing the thing that it is that made you want to do this in the first place. Stay true to that.
Shame.
And, the chips will fall as they will, and there's so many other factors involved. There's luck, there's timing, there's obviously just things that are unfair about it.
Everybody gets a trophy just for participating.
Very funny.
What angels deserve to die.
Well, thank you, Tim.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Are you performing in any plays right now or musicals?
Not at the moment, but I've got an audition coming up soon-ish, so fingers
All right, well,
crossed.
We're rooting for you. We want to see you in the lead.
Well, do you have a parent or someone in the business that can nepotize you into the business?
Nepotize.
Sadly,
Nepotize
no,
you
my
in?
parents are-
That's how you do it.
parents own a running shoe,
Whoa.
running business.
You know what? Let me give you the advice from the other side of the rainbow. Just
All right.
get in the business with your parents with the running shoe spot. You'll be so happy. and when you're 43 years old like me, I'd love to just be. I work at the running store. It's a good business. People always need shoes. They come in. I know my customers. I got new product coming in, new technologies, and I can go home at night and not stress and think about, hey, Maron, I got to go and be in this show, or I got to go to this awards ceremony. I just
Life
want to
can
go to
be
my
hard.
shoe store. I just want to
The
go to my
advice I
shoe
always
store.
heard when I was in college was with theater, if you can do anything else, do it. And the thing was, I was looking at my life. I was looking at, the times I worked for my parents, and I realized I fucking hate this. I want to be performing. So
Right.
Well, if you must be performing, then you got to do it.
yeah,
Right, Tim?
It's all you can do. But
Just do it.
If
You
you,
also
have
have-
to, if you must do it, then you just do it.
listen, you also have to live, so you have to. You can perform, and you don't. It doesn't have to be your career. I mean, there's that too.
right, of course.
So, it's as much as I always wanted to do what I'm doing right now, but there wasn't as much as a plan as you might have thought. It's just you're gonna go where it goes, and if it all ends next week, who knows what I'm gonna do? I might end up working at your dad's shoe store. It'd be an honor.
Life can be hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. This has been a blast. I'm so glad to be back with my friends, listening, talking with you.
We're trying to talk about big ideas in an honest, open way.
My preference would be that we do this show every day, 8 hours a day. And we just pretend this is the office hours shoe store, and Tim, Vic, and Doug and Aristotle show up to work at 9 a.m.
I like coffee and I like tea. You want to do the party speaking yes. Somebody. Why'd you leave the kids up on the table? The world is gonna
Doug.
wake up. Grab brush and put a little makeup. Why'd you leave the kids up on the table?
Doug.
Wake up.
Yeah?
I can hear you.
What if we did this when I get back, let's say mid-March, our back from tour return show, we do a 9 to 5 show.
9 to 5. Straight through.
Why
a
not?
full day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
We do it.
punch in.
And you know what we do?
We just hang out.
Yeah.
We have lunch.
We have lunch. We take
Straight
an hour.
through.
We take an hour lunch.
No, we just eat
on
through
air.
it.
You just eat on it.
I'm
Yeah.
up for it.
Don't need to do the pickle drops that way. Just
I mean,
Well,
what?
why don't we get a few more people involved, and somebody could
Yeah.
come in and take over while we're
That's-
eating, and we could do pickle drops during
and
lunch.
then Aristotle, it could be broken up for the podcast. We could break up, make it a 4-part extravaganza.
Wait, break up?
No, we can break up the episodes, cut it up. Let's put this on the calendar. So I come back March
Wake up.
7th. So I'm thinking we do it as like a Friday fun thing. Oh, listen to this, folks. Are you sitting down? Give me some drum roll. Give me some drum roll. March, Friday the 13th.
Whoa.
Friday the 13th. It's office hours 9 to 5.
Wow. Settle down, folks.
Office hours 9 to 5. Doug?
Well, what if I have to work that day?
Well, you call in sick.
Okay.
Why don't you just look at your schedule?
The pounding. The pounding.
You just put it, if you put that in your schedule now,
The
whatever your
pounding.
job is, who knows, you're working at the shoe store or wherever. Stop that.
Cut it out.
The pounding. The pounding.
Quit it.
We go 9 to 5. Aristotle, can you commit to that? More or less.
He's got to think about it.
Tripping balls with your family.
And
Bernie
then
Sanders went direction. And he's a commie.
it's been a big show. We've given some free tickets out to the Tim and Eric mandatory attendance tour, which starts in Sydney next week. Then we come back to the United States. We kick off in San Diego, and then we continue along through the United States and into Canada to some degree. Now, you can get tickets at timanderic.com. Vic has endorsed Bernie Sanders for president today, and Doug Loosenhop has also endorsed Bernie Sanders for president. I am still
Change my mind, okay?
But I will say
Change my mind. What is it going to be? Buttigieg?
I am holding back.
Yeah.
I am not there yet. I'm excited to get close.
I'm not one of those Bernie or bust guys. I will vote whoever the candidate is.
running against. Who is running against
I
Trump?
think by far Bernie is
Okay.
the best. I don't know. I mean,
I don't. Here's my deal. I'm not going to jump down your throat. Like I said, I'm close. I want to see how things play out over the next few months. But there aren't a lot of. We have no choice. At some point, we're going to have no choice. So, and there's a lot of enthusiasm from the youth going in that direction. Ironically, because the guy's about as old as dirt.
I'm so young.
But the youth, the kids,
No
love
wonder
it.
you're resentful.
The kids love it. You don't see a lot of 22-year-old
Try to be a
Biden
good
freaks.
person.
And I want to go where the youth is going. I want to go in that direction because the youth of America is the
there's
future.
so much discipline involved in the act of learning.
No, I know that.
No wonder you're resentful.
Can't we just communicate?
All right, thank you, Joe.
So what do you do about that?
I did kind of like.
My brain is still in recovery mode from taking in so many
Pick
high-level
up your
important
damn
ideas.
suffrage.
All right, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Doug.
I'm
Damn it.
popular and no one has ever heard of you.
Shapiro for president.
Somebody says I have a hickey. I don't think I get rash. I get like redness.
You're getting laughter rash.
I know. I get laughter rash. All right, love. Let's give me some outro music, please, so we can get out of here. It's almost 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, that's right.
Land that I love. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
What a fun show. The Holy Trinity is the only way to do the show.
Jesus Christ.
All the best, everybody. See you on the road. Don't be shy.
Thank you for listening.
Tim, we got to bring a couple of buckets of water when you get to Australia.
But others hearing this may find things they would argue. I do not sing what I believe.
Wow.
I only give them fact. If they believe quite otherwise, it still will have impact.